Hi there, I'm Michael Cohn from Advanced Tubular Technologies. In this video, what I'd like to cover is how you can measure a profile, not just a cylinder or a round or a box, but a profile shaped diameter. And so we're going to go ahead and explore how to do that using a tool called Corner Profile inside VTube-LASER. So let's go ahead and get started. So in Measure Setup, you'll want to go to the Laser tab and right-click on this menu here and turn all the lasers off because we're just going to use the ball probe to measure inside a corner profile. Go to Ends and turn off the end scan flare filters because we'll be using the probe, so we won't need these. Now switch over to the Measure Process menu and scroll until you find Corner Profile Measure and start that. Count the number of straights and type that in here and then click on the button that says Measure the Profile Now. Follow the instructions in the yellow box, and you're going to measure the end first using the red button and then hit the black button for accept. Now follow my pattern here to measure the profiles. We're going to take a total of 8 points, and you're going to get enough points to create the two planes, and the two planes will then be used for each straight to intersect to a center line. So the intersection of the planes will become the center line. The reason we can use corner profile to measure a shape like this is because often there are planes that intersect to give us a consistent center line all the way around the part. And that's the goal. We need to find that consistent center line, even though it's not the exact center of the centroid of the profile. We can always use the intersection of the planes as the equivalent of the center line. Now we're reverse engineering this part, so go ahead and press OK in order to create master data from the measured, which means the measured and the master will be identical. Now, at this point, I'll just remind you that it doesn't make any difference if you see a rectangle or a cylinder tube construction on the screen. VTube doesn't actually draw your profile because we don't have knowledge of your profile, but that's not important because what we need to know is that the center line is in the right place. So now I'm going to manually change the measure data by underbending it and shortening the first length. And the reason I'm doing this is to simulate what would happen if you actually do a correction or need to do a correction when you find unacceptable deviation when you're comparing the center lines. Because I've simulated making the measure data wrong, you're going to see when I do an alignment that the values are out of tolerance. And so what we need to do is get into a report and figure out how to correct the bender in order to get the right tube shape. And that's how easy it is to measure tube profiles in VTube-LASER. If you have any questions about what you've seen in this video today, please feel free to reach out to me or my team at support@advancedtubular.com. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Have a great day.